Hello, welcome here. My name is Denise Willerton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in East St. Paul, Manitoba, Canada. I want to welcome you here to the mini catalog launch party. Today, what I am featuring, and be sure to check out all of the recipients here, Stampin' Up demonstrators from around the world. We're excited to do this with you. I am going to be featuring the two-tone Flora. So I fell in love with this when I saw it in the catalog, and I bought the whole suite because I just had to have it. Let me show you what this is all about and what I'm creating today. So here is the beautiful card that I'm creating. It's like a three-paneled, what am I trying to say here? Fun fold. Okay, so let's get to it so that I am not keeping you here all day. You are going to grab your card bases. So there are actually two card bases in this. So one measures 8.5 by 5.5. You're going to score at 4 1/4. Then you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Then what I want you to do with this card base is with the 3/4 inch score mark, I want that facing you, and I want you to cut 1/2 inch off right up to, I don't want to mark this, but there's my 4 1/4, which is halfway card base. So we're going to find the half inch mark right here, and I'm going to grab my cut blade, and I'm going to go just right up to where my 4 1/4, which is right there. And let's just cut that off. I don't want to go too deep, but I could go a smidge more. And you know what? Let's grab our snips and let's finish that off. Oh, and I guess I was too worried about pressing too hard. I actually didn't quite cut all of my fibers. I have kind of a fuzzy edge. And you know what? If that ever does happen, you know what you do? Grab an emery board and just file that off. Sorry, it's probably making a lot of noise for you. File that off. Now you've got a nice clean edge. We have another card base, and this one measures, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here, second card base. It measures 5 inches by 6 1/4. I want you to take this card base, and with the 2 3/4 score mark facing you, I want you to cut off 1/2 inch. So let's find our 1/2 inch mark right there. And let's remember to press. There's my 2 3/4 inch right there. That was a better cut. And let's just cut that down. There we go. Okay, so this actually is your card base. Then what I want you to do is, I'm looking at my cheat sheets here. See how this is going to match? I want you with, here's my with the 2 3/4 apply tear tape, oh my goodness, to the 3/4 inch scored area, which is right here. Let's get our tear and tape. And here is my preferred way of working with tear and tape. I want to go close to my score. And then I like to grab my ruler, which I don't have in front of me. I usually grab my ruler and I just tear it off. Let's get another little strip of tear and tape right here. This is another tool that I use for album making. Sorry, I usually have my ruler close by. This is going to adhere right there. So see how that mirrors that. Grab your take your pick tool and let's get that backing off. Yikes. Like so. Let's grab our, this is my preferred way when I'm putting pieces together, because I want to make sure that I'm nice and flush. So I'm just going to stand this up. I'm using this as my edge. And of course it's going to give me action because I'm live. Okay, so everything is nicely butted up here. And then if I go straight down, I've got a nice straight edge. So here is our card base. I'm going to trim that off. I've got just a little bit of overhang here. There, nice and clean. Smidge more. There you go. So here is the beginning of your card base. Okay, so let's just start building our card. I've got my cheat sheets. Let me move it because it's not in a good location. I'm having a hard time seeing it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we've got all of our elements pre-cut. So here is everything that we need. I took that beautiful shimmer paper, or it is actually called glimmer paper, okay? And there's a soft succulent of it. And I also need my evening evergreen panel. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I left it over by my cutter. So this evening evergreen panel measures, am I going to find it? 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, my glimmer paper measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I already put my adhesive sheet behind it. I'm a fan. I love my adhesive sheet. Sometimes when there's little pieces stuck in there, see how they mostly come out. See that? But I like to take a second look while this is happening just to make sure that everything in fact is coming out. Okay, so we're just going to take a peek and make sure everything is off and out. Just cleaning it up a little bit here. And I'm trying not to touch the backing a whole lot. That's nicely done. There's a little piece right here. Get that out. And that. And then I've got a few dots right in here. Like so. And one right there. Let's get that down. Grab your silicone sheet. I'm a fan of my silicone sheet, and I am just going to eyeball. Pretty hard when my camera's in front of my face. Straight down. And then I'm going to just clean this up a little bit. I've got a few that didn't come out. There we go. Why do little glitches like this happen when you're in the middle of videoing? I did my first one and everything came out, of course, right? Okay, so everything is out. Let's turn that upside down and straighten it up a little bit here. There we go. Give it a little burnish. We are good to go. Let's put that right down on our card back. Okay. Now I put this evening evergreen behind there because I wanted the color to really pop. So I'm just eyeballing that whole thing on there. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this paper. I love this paper. Now we're just going to build our card. Now the dimensions are all given for you. Okay. That can go there. That is going to go there. We want to do our stamping before we put that down. This is going to be the front of my card, and this is going to be the other panel on the inside, okay? So let's just start building our card. So we've got our design paper and our evening evergreen. Let's get some adhesive behind here. Like so. I like my silicone sheet for many reasons. One is it keeps the adhesive on that sheet, but two, it makes picking up my pieces of paper so much easier. Okay, so now this can actually go right down on our card front. We're just going to do our panels one at a time. Makes it easy. Get our card, close that, and down she goes, like so. Now we open it, we're going to move here, but I want to stamp this first. Let's get our Stamparatus out. And let's line this up, because this is going to be two-step stamping. Two-tone Flora. Love this stamp set. And you know what? Let's use this little one. I'm going to put that right down here. And we're going to ink up. So with two-step stamping, you've got your fuller stamp set that shows like a fuller design. And then you have your second stamp set that shows kind of a, like the lines of it. So when that happens, you want to ink up with your lighter color first for your fuller stamp. Get my pressure tool here. And then your second stamp is, whoops, I should not have moved that. Your second stamp is going to be your darker color. Okay, that's done. Let's line up the lined image. And with this one, I find that what I like to look for are the little dots. That helps me with my placement. We're going to grab Evening Evergreen, which is our darker color. which is gonna, whoopsie, give us our kind of 3D effect. Okay, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Love it, love it, love it. Let's get that tucked away. I will take care of that in a minute. And we're just going to ignore the phone for now. It's probably my husband. It is. We're going to put this down on here. So crazy. I called him like 10 minutes ago just to say, Dean, I'm going to be doing a video. I'm going to be going live. So please don't call. We're going to put that down, and then this is going to go right down on page 2 in our card. This card has pages. Let's get our adhesive down on that. Pick that up, and let's put that down on the inside panel of this card. So that's page 2. Let's move on to page 3, and it is a design paper. So there's no stamping here. Let's get adhesive on that design paper. Having a hard time picking up my paper today. In the little bubble where you see my name and Creative Corner, that color is Evening Evergreen. So today we are featuring Evening Evergreen. Let's get some adhesive behind that. Like so. This is going to be page 3. So when the little front flap of your card is closed, you're going to see design paper pop up on this page, okay? And that's what would help you to know the placement of your cards. Where do I want a piece of blank basic white here? No, you don't. You want design paper, okay? And that little seam, you don't need to worry about it. You can always hide it if you want. So here is one way that you can hide it. I pre-die cut these, and this is from the dies that go with the Cottage Flowers dies, okay? Love them. So let's grab this guy, take all, and I've got adhesive backing on here. I have pre-done that. Let's get this backing off. I've got little pieces of leaves stuck on me, and we can put that down right here. Or let's see, how do I want that? Look at that, came off my finger now. If I put it this way, right like that, I love it. So gorgeous. And let's get this leaf, get that backing off. Remove the backing. I'm a fan of the adhesive sheets. And let's put that down right there. Now the seam is still there, but you're just not seeing it, okay? Do you see how I did that? Now this is our page 3, which is also going to go down on Evening Evergreen. Let's take this leaf, which is not a 2-step stamp, and let's just pop that onto a block, and we're going to stamp that right down on there. And I'm going to use soft succulent. Ink that up. And I don't even need to go on the full sheet if I don't want to. There we go. Clean that in a bit. Adhesive onto our next panel. And all of the dimensions are on the sheet, okay? So rather than me going through them step by step, I tried to have that very organized for you, where I showed you the color of the evening evergreen and then beside it the panel, okay? So for instance, on line 1 you've got 4 by 5 1/4, and then your back panel, which was the fine shimmer, the dimensions of that. Then line 2, the same thing. Okay, let's get adhesive back there. So line 2 would feature the evening evergreen panel, and then the DSP that would match that. Okay, if that made any sense. I don't know if that came across being very clear or not. Oh boy. Okay, so down that goes. I must have had ink on my finger or something. Okay, now if we close our little card book, this is what it looks like. I've got happy birthday pre-stamped already. And if I take a little piece of, and I actually used the die from the Something Fancy. I used this die right here. Well, you're not going to see it. That die right there. Okay, from Something Fancy. Okay, if I take this little panel, my pre-stamped sentiment, and put a strip of tear and tape behind there, like so. And I did grab, I thought I grabbed my ruler. There it is. And here's how I like to cut my tear and tape. Okay, I do a lot of album and folio classes, and that's just how I use my tear and tape all the time. We're going to place that down right on this shimmer paper, and we can take our trimmer and trim that. So I am lining up the bottom of the basic white a little bit thin, a little bit thin. Let's fix that. I'll show you how nothing is not fixable. Let's fix it. Voila. Give that a nice burnish. Then we're going to take our snips and we're just going to go one side and another side, just kind of following the lines. Now, you can place that on the front, or you can place that on the inside. You can do that wherever you want. I've got a lot of empty space, so I think I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to put dimensionals under, well, you know what? If I want to mail this, I don't want it any thicker than it is. So maybe I'm going to just put some Tombow, and not on the whole thing, because I don't want that to get stuck down on one of the other panels. Okay, let's close that up and let's just adhere that right there. We're going to grab our flat adhesive backed pearls. Absolutely stunning. You have to have these. And let's grab 3 of them and let's just pop that onto our card. Okay. No rules as to where these go. It's whatever is pleasing to your eye. And I want that down just a smidge more. And I want one up here. Whoops. And I would love to have one on that other page right there. No, that's too much in a line. I've got this straight line happening. I don't want that. I want more of a triangle. Okay, do you see that? How I originally had it here, and it's like, nope, not working. I want it in a triangle. So that's it. There is your two-tone Flora. I hope you enjoyed that. I tried to use as many products as I could in that suite. So there you go. Thank you so much for popping in. And whoops, sorry. And I hope you take a peek at what everyone else has presented for your viewing enjoyment. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye now.